This is the Mohsin Mortgage Program with Sarah Mohsin. Mohsin Mortgage is licensed in several states for residential and commercial purchases and refinancing. Call 800-662-9550. And now, here's your host, Sarah Mohsin.
Good morning, Boston and America. It's been great to be on the air the last couple of weeks and obviously for the last 2 years with WEZE and our folks at WROL. Thanks for joining us from, I guess it's been since November. Really excited with the interest rates being at a very, very low point. You've heard even testimonials. Ramona, who purchased her home, even though her scores were not that high, she really did end up getting a very good rate at a 4.75. And as always, even our folks who are looking to save money with fixed incomes, Gail, who was on the air yesterday, and just love her, just what she had done in order to make sure that when you're looking at life and getting too busy with life and not looking at your finances, that can actually be a huge detriment because you can save pretty much $200 to $300 a month. But neither here nor there. Here's the thing. It's fantastic to be here on the air with and I think she's a great friend, Bailey Dawn. I met her during my second part of my life, which is the part-time athlete as a figure competitor, and she was truly inspiring. I have to say she is a snowboarder. She went through some, huge hurdles and challenges in life, and what I found so amazing is how she went through that and inspired me to continue on. Good morning, Bailey. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Sarah. I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm so happy to have you here on the air. I know that you're not in the studios. However, I was able to at least, take some time out of your busy day to be on the air with us to share, what exactly you've, as an athlete and your life choices. And I always say through perseverance comes strength. And you're truly one of those people that I look at and say, wow, how completely amazing and how blessed am I to have met you. Quite a chance meeting, I must say, huh?
Yeah, there definitely was. I was so thankful to meet you. It was kind of like an awkward situation, but it definitely turned into be a beautiful moment to meet you.
Tell our listeners about what's been happening in the last 8, 9, 10, 12 months with you as an athlete and what you've had to go through. And
oh gosh, I can write a book on that. To start, let's see, I represent Love 146. It's a nonprofit organization. We just bring awareness to stop child sex trafficking that's going on around the world, and even that's so common going on throughout the United States.
Yes.
And so I snowboard, I competed nationally and went on to professional levels and pro tours, and I was competing with people that just really big names that were earning their points to be invited to World Cups and the Olympics. And I had a lot that was going on right before my tour.
Right.
I was actually raped on Christmas Day, and that anniversary is actually coming up. I'm in counseling for that now. But right before I got on my flight to head on to this tour, I had there were a lot of physical issues that were going on.
Right.
And I called doctors, and I couldn't get into doctors' offices due to scheduling, and my flight was leaving. And they told me over the phone that, through my symptoms, it sounded like I could have already been, pregnant, from my rapist. And so those were things that were weighing on my mind and on my heart as I was trying to be focused on my purposes of the snowboarding tour, trying to see my full potential as an athlete. Representing, this amazing nonprofit organization and focusing on my relationship with Lord. And so just so many things that were going on in my mind. And by the time I landed in Portland, Oregon, it was just, my mind was just not I was just not mentally prepared. So many things were going on. So I made the simple mistake of just leaving my boots untied. I mean, I had brand new boots on, and they were cutting off the circulation, so I just untied them so I could walk around for a bit and get the feeling back into my toes. And I was like, oh, it's okay. I'll just remember to tie my boots, and they call my name. And I just totally slipped my mind. And so they called my name and got into the start gate, and I cleared the first jump. And on the second jump, I tried landing, and I heard both of my ankles snap and crush on the landing, and I was in the air for like 70 to 80 feet.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't even try to stand up because I knew something had happened,
Right.
and I was like, oh, man, I don't even want to try to stand up. And so the ski patrol, they came over, and they put me on a sled. They carried me to the mountain clinic, and I was supposed to fly out the next day from Portland back home to Columbus, Ohio, and I realized if I would get x-rays and I'd be in the hospital, like I wasn't sure of like the process of that. So I just waited until, I got into Columbus to see a doctor.
Right.
But I couldn't walk at all. So friends that I had made in Oregon, they were the ones that checked on me when I was in the clinic. They gave me piggyback rides
Right.
from the clinic and to the hotels, and packed on my luggage, carried me to the airport. Southwest Airlines carried me on and off all the flights. And not until I got into Columbus did I go into the ER. And the next day, the surgeons came in, and they're like, well, you had not only crushed both your ankles, but you have completely not just fractured, but snapped in half and displaced both of your taluses.
Right.
And the talus, that's the major weight-bearing joint of the ankle, and both of those were just completely snapped in half and bone fragments and everything. And so that was, they put me on the schedule for surgery.
Right.
And my parents came down the next day to pick me up. And I didn't exactly know how to tell them. They picked me up, and both of my legs are in casts, and how exactly do I say, well Mom, Dad?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry?
You were facing a number of challenges you were hit through, from your being raped and then being a competitor and ending up getting into this awful, awful accident with your ankles crushed. What I want to, because I want people to really hear this, it's really important, and for being so, inspirational. I would never have known for a second. You walked in. I know we were getting ready to get the spray tan done for our My Figure competition, and you were going to be doing the bikini competition as athletes. We were there. You were so calm, and you just looked as if nothing at all was bothering you. And we chatted for a little bit, and I was completely fascinated with everything that you have already had accomplished, and you trained in a wheelchair for this figure competition. And I want people to hear this because, folks, we all have life challenges. It's all about choices. I read your blog, which I'm going to post because I truly believe that you're an amazing writer. I chat with hundreds of thousands of people, Bailey, and what I always say with what our company does is giving financial freedom, but health is very important. Your true spirit about not only taking, a situation that could be so devastating and terrible and turning it around.
Thank you.
And being so generous and kind with how you've taken this on and the work that you're doing with this, with representing Love 146 to stop child trafficking. Any donations, folks, if there is an interest in that charity, or if you need to reach Bailey, you can always call us at 1-800-662-9550. Now, Bailey, your plans are to also continue competing, right?
Yeah, I'm training for the Arnold Classic now, and there's going to be a few other fitness shows I'm going to be doing. I'm going to do fitness or figure. There's so many categories that I haven't exactly figured out which one I want to do yet.
When I listen to your story, and I find that the whole thing of it is, you wrote on your blog about the choices we make and how we actually want to react to certain things, because some people are always in reactive mode, or they're always in the mode of, I'm multitasking, I'm doing all of these things, but they're achieving zero results. You seem so focused and determined as an individual.
Thank you.
And I know that... Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just, when all of this happened, I just didn't want to, let, life circumstance or life situations be like something that controlled me or what I was becoming, and it was just an opportunity that I feel that God always gives us, that we can either, choose to let, life run us, or we can choose to, respond well and to follow God with it. And I felt like it was more of an opportunity to grow closer, to God and grow from character in that. Grow in character,
Absolutely. And we're gonna have to wrap up, but Bailey, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post your blog, and we're gonna make sure that folks can tune in again on this program. We're gonna post it on YouTube. I really appreciate you giving us the time, and I can't thank you enough for us connecting. And I have to say, you have really are a very inspirational person. Thank you for your time.
Wow. Thank you. That's such a blessing to have met you and come across you, for real.
All right. Take care, folks, and stay well, America.